I want to take a couple of minutes, though, off the top of the show to talk about the other Toronto Maple Leafs. And a lot of people in Toronto are familiar with the Intercounty Baseball League, 103 years old. The Toronto Maple Leafs have played at Dominico Field at Christie Pitts for 53 years. Tradition continues. Tomorrow, opening ceremony is 1:30, first pitch 2 o'clock. But it continues with a hinge of sadness, to say the least, as longtime owner Jack Dominico passed away in January. Joining us now is the general manager, vice president, baseball operations. He's doing his job, along with myself and a few other people, to keep this going. Damon Topolie joins us here on Sportsnet 590, The Fan. Damon, great to have you on the show. I'm sure it's an emotional weekend for you, sir.
Yeah, it's kind of surreal right now. As I'm speaking to you, we're getting close to the celebration of life for Jack, and it's like you said, we're heading in a different direction or a different era of the franchise. But this was his favorite weekend of the year, the opening weekend for the team.
Yes, it used to be with a baseball forum with some baseball greats in Toronto, and then, of course, the first game of the season at Christie Pitts. Damon, people who follow the Intercounty know who you are, but a lot of our audience may not. How many years have you played in this league now, sir?
26.
Pretty impressive. 26 seasons, getting ready to start your 27th. So talk about this league, how important it's been to you, and how important Jack Dominico has been to the city of Toronto and baseball in this community.
Yes. So I started in this league. I used it like, if you follow baseball, like a summer collegiate league. The first year I played was the first year they went back to wood bats. So it gave me a really good option to play high caliber baseball back in Canada to get myself ready for my collegiate season back in the U.S. And the caliber of players like this league it doesn't do itself justice in its marketing, but it's probably the top senior men's baseball league in the country. And probably, if you want to call it an amateur league in North America, it's probably one of the tops in North America, where we have ex-major leaguers playing, guys that are going up the ladder in their professional careers, and guys that have finished their professional careers and just want to play a high level of baseball. It's really good baseball.
Jack Dominico was a big part of it. The Toronto Maple Leafs have been a big part of it. Sunday tradition at Christie Pitts for 53 years. Jack and Lynn Dominico, his late wife, ran the team for more than 4 decades together. Lynn, rest her soul, passed away in 2008. And now that Jack's gone, it's a different era. How do you even describe the efforts and what the Dominicos did over the years, Damon?
Yeah, Jack, he was a legend. And, I got to spend 22 years with a living legend. And he really took me under his wing. The Dominicos, that was my family when I came to Toronto. They took me under their wing and showed me around the city. That's why I'm still here. I was from a small town, North Bay, Ontario. They really wanted me to see what this city was all about and what it had to offer. And Jack took me to all kinds of different places. I've met so many people across the city that you could just walk into a room with him and he was identified immediately. He had that much of a presence, and he put this team on the map in a city with major league teams. He's right up there with them.
It's the most amazing thing, Damon. Over the years, people have asked me about Jack, and I spent 35 seasons, as you know, as the announcer and statistician of the team before leaving in 2013. And one of the most amazing things is that not only was Jack such a great promoter, great sponsorship seller, a personality, all of that, but he found a way to get attention in Toronto for something. I was going to say something that wasn't called the Toronto Maple Leafs, but they are called the Toronto Maple Leafs. But the impact he made and how he did it in such a big city, I don't think we're never going to see his likes again, are we?
No. There's the uniqueness of him was it was brilliant. Like you can't copy what he did. And just to think about it, this team has never charged $1 for a admission to any of its games. Like people come and watch us for free. Like how do you make something work for 53 years where it's free.
Yep, it's a public park. Yeah, for people who have not been, you cannot charge a Dominico Field at Christie Pitts.
Yeah.
There is no turnstile. There is no way to do that. You sit on the grass, you grab a seat in the grandstand, and you watch the game for free. It is a unique environment, 100%. So now, got to find a way to move on. Talk about that, Damon. First pitch is 2 o'clock tomorrow. Opening ceremony is 1:30. I'm sure there are a lot of activities planned and everything else, but it's sure to be an emotional day, but an important day that despite the fact that the Ma and Pa shop no longer has the Ma and Pa, the Toronto Maple Leafs are still open for business, right?
Yes, absolutely. And like you said, this is sort of I guess 2.0, if you want to put it in a technology term. It's the new era. We're obviously, changing with the times. So social media, all that stuff is definitely a presence with the team. We're going to be launching an online store. We're going to sell merchandise that way. We definitely have to. We definitely needed to move in a newer direction or a more modern direction with the franchise, and we're definitely going to do that this summer. And people are going to see some things that we just traditionally didn't do in the past. Like you said, it was run a certain way for so long, and it worked. But we need to increase the activity of social media just to give it a bit more of a presence, and letting people know that this team exists, because there's a new generation out there that they don't read the newspaper anymore. They follow things on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media mechanism they have, and that's where we need to have more of a presence.
It's kind of interesting, Damon. The team had a bit of, I don't want to call it a revival, but a rejuvenation of bringing in younger fans directly as a result of COVID. In 2020, the season was canceled, but last year, people looking for something to do maybe discovered it for the first time, and that's got to be encouraging moving forward.
Yeah, the support we received last summer was incredible, but the demographic of the attendance, the people in the stands was amazing. They were that younger generation, and like you said, there wasn't a lot going on in the city, but once the word got out that we were playing, the crowds were phenomenal. There was a lot of people on the hill and curious to see what we were doing. And like you said, some of them just happened to be walking over to Christie Pitts, and they're like, "What's going on here?" And they realized it's high caliber baseball at a professional level. And they realized, like, this is really cool and really, well, the name helps as well, but it's really unique, and they started to fall in love with it, and they just kept coming back, which is what we wanted.
Let's hope they're all back tomorrow. Again, opening ceremonies 1:30, first pitch 2 o'clock, and a great matchup. The defending champion London Majors, who you went to Game 5 with. It was only a best of 5 last year because of COVID before losing in London. So a terrific matchup and another historical franchise in this league.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, they're a very good ball club, and we're gonna have a great game tomorrow, and hopefully we see everybody down there.
That is the best legacy we can leave for Jack and Lynn, without question. Damon Topolie is the general manager of the Toronto Maple Leaf Baseball Club. 1:30 opening ceremonies, first pitch 2 o'clock, just after 2 o'clock at Dominico Field at Christie Pitts. Be great to see the folks back there again. Damon, thank you so much. Condolences to everyone in the Dominico family and his many friends. And I'll see you at the ballpark tomorrow, pal.
Well, thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow, Raj.
Thank you, sir. Damon Topolie, manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs of the Intercounty Baseball League. Great tradition. Good to see it is continuing.